This was a really fun, weird, and original movie, but the main thought that I walked away with, where can I get one of those printing machines? I would have like 30 Zendayas walking around my crib. God, I would be so childish if I had one of those machines. Could you imagine 5 LeBrons being on the same team? But we are talking spoilers, so if you have not seen this movie yet, go watch it and then come back. Mickey 17 is a movie that I was looking forward to, even though I knew absolutely nothing about it. I feel like this movie was supposed to come out a long time ago, but it kept dealing with delays. And I remember watching a trailer a few months back, but I didn't really remember anything for it because since I've been doing YouTube videos, I kind of try to avoid watching trailers. The only thing that I knew about this movie was that it starred Robert Pattinson, and I kept hearing that this movie was going to be really weird. That was enough for me. I used to hate Robert Pattinson. I was a kid when I saw him in Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, and then I was in high school during that whole Twilight era. Team Edward, Team Jacob. I thought he was a loser, but then I loved him in Tenet, even though still to this day, I don't know what that movie's about. I also love him as Batman. That is Bruce Wayne. I'm a fan now. This movie has a really stacked cast with Robert Pattinson, of course, Mark Ruffalo, that's my guy, Steven Yeun, I think that's how you say his name, or Glenn as I call him, Naomi Ackie, and Toni Collette. Most of the acting in this movie I thought was pretty good, but we'll talk about that in a second. This was a fun movie. So the only thing that I knew about this movie was that Robert Pattinson's character Mickey was able to die and come back to life. So when I watched this and I learned how and why he was able to do that, it's pretty messed up. So in this movie, we get this character named Mickey who's pretty much a loser and he lets people run all over him. We learn that back on Earth that he and his friend played by Steven, they owe this very powerful mob-like character some money, and basically if they don't pay this guy back, they die, and so they look for a way to get off of the planet. So we have this character of Mickey and he's trying to avoid this mobster guy that he owes money to, and that really kicks the movie off because that's the reason that Mickey now lives this crazy life that he does. Mickey was desperate to get off the planet, so he signed up for this job to be an expendable in which you're basically a lab rat and gives this company the right to kill you and bring you back to life through this machine. I was really fascinated by this concept. This was really interesting to me. It kind of reminded me of this movie that I love starring Tom Cruise called Edge of Tomorrow. In Edge of Tomorrow, every time Tom Cruise's character died, he would reset back to a certain point in time. If you have not seen that movie yet, great film. So every time that Mickey dies, they give him a number. So they have Mickey 1, 2, 3. The Mickey that we follow is Mickey 17. And the twist comes when they think that Mickey 17 dies. So they print another one. And now we have Mickey 17 and 18 around at the same time, which is a big problem. I'm kind of torn on how I feel about this movie because I thought it was really fun. And it's a lot about this world that I found to be interesting. It's just when it comes to the story, I wanted more. I thought Robert Pattinson's performance was incredible. Like, it truly felt like it was two different versions of himself. I always hate how everything today is a remake or a reboot, and at least to my knowledge, I feel like this is an original story. Like, I know it's based off of a book, but I love how weird this is. I've never been that guy that's been good at deep dives and talking about the themes and the messages and the symbolisms of movies. That's never really been my thing, but I feel like it's a lot of blatant stuff in this film that's really hard to miss. This is not a political channel at all, but you have Mark Ruffalo's character who's this idiot in power. He loves attention, and it seems to me to be clear as day that he's supposed to represent this Donald Trump-like character. So you have this leader character that wants to appear like he's strong, but he's unsure of himself. He has people around him that tells him what he should and shouldn't do. He has his own TV show. He won an election, and early on in the movie, they showed some of his supporters, and they were all dressed in red with red hats. Pretty straightforward. I also got a lot of messaging from the job title in this movie labeled as expendable. I feel like a lot of people relate to it, including myself. We work these jobs every day, and it seems like the people that's higher up, they do not give a about any of us. It's like, oh, you're sick at home and you're puking your guts out. Where's that report I was expecting? Oh, you got in a car accident and you broke every bone in your body. You better be at work on Monday. You watch this movie and you just feel bad for Mickey. Like, they do not care about this man at all. He remembers and he feels everything that he's ever experienced, and they don't care because we'll just print another one. This man was getting experimented on. He's getting body parts cut off. This man's getting left to die, and they don't care because they'll just get another one. It's kind of like in real life at your job. If something happens to you, your job don't care. They'll just hire somebody else. Like, that messaging really stuck out to me. So we follow this interesting character in Mickey. We have an easy to hate bad guy in Mark Ruffalo's character. We have a great sci-fi setting. We have incredible technology, but still the story for me felt underwhelming, and it left me still wanting more. The main issue that I have with this movie is the story. It just kind of feels like nothing really happened. For the entire movie, it seems like all we did was watch people torture Mickey. Like, you introduced this mobster character, and it seems like the only reason that he was there was so that we would have a reason to get from planet Earth to outer space, and then you drop that storyline, and then it's randomly brought back later. And then we get this character named Kay or Kai, I don't remember how you pronounce her name, but for her character shows up, she flirts with Mickey, she finds out that it's two Mickeys, she goes to tell, she shoots a little alien puppy, and if my memory's correct, she kind of just disappears for the rest of the movie. And like, at this point, I'm enjoying the film. Like I said, it's fun, but story-wise, I'm just sitting there like, what's the point? We don't really get any growth from the character of Mickey 17. He was a loser at the beginning of the movie. He was a loser at the end of the movie. I also feel like for a majority of this film, we don't really have a problem that we're working towards to solve. It's kind of like, oh, we have two Mickeys. Now what? It's no real cat and mouse game. We hide the fact that it's two Mickeys for like 10 minutes, and then you introduce this alien baby who kind of feels like it's just there to help move the plot along. For me, it seems like they came up with this really interesting concept, but they didn't know what to do with it. Also, Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette's character, didn't like them. And I get that their characters are purposely supposed to be over the top, but it just came off as cartoonish for me, and I didn't like it. It seems like a majority of this movie is just going, damn, Mickey, life really sucks. Also, I could have just missed something. I'm not perfect. I might have just missed this, but I'm genuinely asking, did they ever give a reason why Mickey 17 and 18 were so different from each other? Like, I feel like with the other Mickeys that we saw, they were all generally kind of the same as Mickey 17, and then you get 18, who was this cool, calm, collected, stone cold killer type of dude. Maybe I missed something. The ending was also kind of boring to me. I thought the aliens would have played a bigger part, or at least have done something. I don't think they killed a single person in this movie, even after the humans killed the baby and took another. The death of Mickey 18 and Mark Ruffalo's character didn't really do anything for me. Like, I thought this could have been a really great movie, but it left a lot to be desired. As of this recording, it looks like Mickey 17 is projected to make between 18 to 20 million in its opening weekend, and apparently they'll need to make around 200 plus million for a profit. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 79% and a fan rating of 74%. For me, I'm leaning more with the fans on this one. I'm gonna give this movie a 7, which is a good on my scale. It's not a bad movie, it's not a great movie. It's good. Again, a really interesting concept. I loved Robert Pattinson's performance. I just wanted more from the story. This was a 2-hour plus film, and I feel like they could have either shortened it or did more with the time that they had. Still, I love watching original movies. This kept me entertained for the most part. This was a good film. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel: music, sports, video games, TV, whatever I want to talk about. But what are your thoughts on this movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys as always. Remember to tell somebody that you love them. Until next time, see you in the next life.